Happy birthday.
Thank you.
This is your 90th.
And I'm
90 years on this
99,
on this planet.
Yes, on the planet.
And have you enjoyed it?
Well, I've been a mixture of good times and bad times.
But I think you had more of the good than the bad, did you?
Well, God was good to me.
No, it was good, yeah. You certainly had good health anyway, did you?
Yes, well, there was a poem in the book that said, if you don't mind the health when you're young, you won't have it when you need it in the old age.
And you minded yours.
I minded.
And how did you mind it? What advice would you give to somebody now to get up to 90?
Well, keep away from drink.
Keep away from drink, yeah?
That's a bad habit. Head for the pub and spend the night there. And the body isn't meant for taking in 4 and 5 and 6 pints of Guinness or any beer or even water.
No.
An animal has more sense than the human being.
In that direction anyway,
Yes,
yeah?
well, if I tried it different times now with cats and with a dog that I have out there, and if you put a spoon of whiskey in the milk,
Yeah?
the cat put the head first, no further.
You wouldn't go. You wouldn't taste it even, no?
We should copy them in a lot of ways.
Well, what would you think of a few now and again? A pint now and again, like
Well, when you feel maybe down in spirits, everyone does at times, but I don't know if it's answer to anything.
Yeah. And how about diet then? Would you particular about your diet, or would you just eat everything around you?
Yes, plenty rice water, but it's very hard now to get a well that's safe to drink. The open ones now, the rats in place, I seen rat going into a spring well that was built stones, but the female rat carries something, and if you take it before it's diagnosed, you're gone.
And was it not like that long ago now? Was it not worse long ago?
I was sure at the town river in Kesselbear when I was doing the water samples. I think any other one or two lads died sudden, but that was up the country. But I had got plastic, put it on the hand, and touch nothing. But you could see the tracks on the gutter, like paths along the river. You see, the bacon factory was emptying into it.
But like in the 1930s and 40s and 50s now, was it water clean in the wells?
There was country wells, but I think any of them, they're covered.
Yeah. And did you see any big changes in like the last 90 years now? No, it's a long time now. There's not many get to be 90, you know. And be as healthy as you are.
God was good to me. When I had my troubles at different times. I lost my wife and my parents, but when I grew up, it was being in time for the rosary, midnight.
Yeah.
And there was more prayer.
When you were grown up, yeah.
Yes. And you'd see any of the old people, there might be some out in the summer, but they'd always have their beads. And they'd be happy enough. And old men too, they'd gather. They had very poor education at them times. And they'd be migratory labourers. And they'd go over to England. But it'd be nothing then but what's the scene in England. But you are better off here the way you went to Mass every Sunday and you went to confessions, usually every month there was St. Jonathan's. But the priests had more power. Well, say, put it this way, they were crosser times. But there was nice priests, I'm not covering them all, but they were usually cranky, yes, old ones.
And would they be giving off to you? Would they be giving you heavy sermons now?
Now and again.
And would you listen to them?
Well, you'd have to.
Were you afraid of them?
But I was not afraid of anyone ever I met.
Would you respect them then?
I'd respect them and salute them, but I'd regard that he was gone off track, that religion and that God is love.
And tell me this now, was there less trouble around that time than there is now?
There was no trouble much that time.
Like there weren't many robberies or burglaries?
You hear something stole that was worth maybe £5 and someone up for a bicycle ice.
And what do you think about like things like marriages and children and all that kind of stuff? That changed, did it?
It's unmentionable now.
In,
Well, them times they were sensible. Like a bill there for a funeral in 1915, and the coffin cost £1 and 15 shillings, and the tobacco cost more than the rest of the things.
and what was the tobacco for?
The bottle and the pipes, a gross of pipes. That's a gross would be 144.
And what were they for?
And smoking, the Bannock's J, the one that had a tit down from it, the 43, and they were
But who was smoking them?
the people at the wake.
Oh, at the wake. Okay, right, yeah.
And they'd bring them to the graveyard in some cases, because when we were netting Iron Lake there along the graveyard, we were wondering first at the amount of broken pipes that were coming in, but we got round to then that from some villages they used to bring the pipes and the baccy, and they'd have a good sit down.
And what would the pipe do for you? Why would they be smoking a pipe?
Smoke. And they'd have maybe drink other times, and then they'd throw the pipe away. I have one of them down there, and I did preserved it. There was one stolen on me out of here too.
So how about education then? Was that?
The national school and the teachers got away with a lot of things that they shouldn't. In fact, in some cases, they were drinking heavy.
The teachers, yeah.
Yes, and disagreeing with the wife, and they'd be letting that out then on the pupils. But they weren't all, and there was good teachers.
There was good teachers, yeah.
And bad.
Yeah. And did you go to secondary school that time? Did many go to secondary school that time?
Very little. The tech started up then in Castlebar and people. When I went to night classes I did typewriting. I taught myself shorthand.
Good man, yeah. And what year was that about?
It'd be in the 50s.
In the 50s, yeah. So there weren't many going on to university or anything like they are now, you know?
No, but I do remember then one incident in 1950. I went up to see my friend Peter Solan, the famous footballer, and they were having the stations in the morning, and the Sam Maguire Cup was there on the window, and that won't ever happen again.
I think so. Well, they've been very close to it now in the last couple of years, you know.
Yes, but there's supposed to be a course.
And do you believe that?
I don't know.
No. What was the course?
The upset went through and scattered the funeral, and that the priest said something about it.
And who done that?
In some town they were passing through.
But who scattered the funeral?
They celebrating with the cup.
Oh, the Mayo team, was it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And that he said it'll be a while again.
It's a long time now, isn't it?
That is.
50-something years, isn't it?
The wind. But still they're a great team now.
Well, that time now, like, was there much drinking going on when you were a young fella?
There was.
In the pub, yeah.
But money was, it wasn't plentiful. You'd work a hard day in the 50s for around 4 shillings.
For a day?
Yes, and then it would be come in the morning. The farmer, if he came at maybe 9 o'clock, he said this was a fine morning. And he'd keep you then until it'll be dark.
And how much would a pint cost you then? Was it
And the pints at that time I bought a lovely creamy pints, 9 pence.
9 pence?
And
Yeah.
there was a pub in Castlebar, the Harp, and 8 pence there. The Turkins that owned it. There was one of them a solicitor.
And how many pence were in a shilling?
12.
12. So you could buy 1.5 pints for a shilling.
You could, the half a crown, you were all right going in into the pub. You'd get your 3 night. But the Guinness was never the same since they took it out of the wooden barrel.
It was better in the barrel, the wooden
Yes,
one,
and
is it?
the gas now that's put into it, that's bad for the nerves. I
Yeah,
think.
It's all bad for the nerves if you have enough of it. Enough of it, yeah. And how about the children now, when they were young? Were they better or worse than they are now?
They were better.
In what way?
They were a better mannered when they'd meet someone on the road, they'd address them as ma'am or sir, or and they'd thank for anything that they'd get. But there's nice children. A lot of fellas now that are good at football, some of them play soccer, the Gaelic, or rugby. But there's a certain time to give it up.
Yeah.
And they don't keep up their exercises. You see, I exercise every day so much.
And what do you think of the size of the footballers and the rugby players nowadays?
I'm delighted that when they were coming up, there was no consideration given to the girls at all. There was a camogie team here, turns, but they died out. Some of the GA didn't want them.
And did you know any of the women on the camogie team, did you?
Sure, I trained.
And who was on that team that time?
See them up there.
Okay, we'll have a look in a minute now. But can you remember their names or any of them offhand?
There was Mary Stanton and Kathleen Stanton.
Yeah.
And none, Maureen Raleigh, she's a nun.
So you were training the ladies' camogie team, yeah.
I wasn't much good at it, but I knew like the right way. And Peter Solan trained them too.
He gave you a hand, yeah?
He did more than I did. And then to organise funds, he used to cycle down to Glen Island and the accordion on his back, and he'd play. He was a great accordion player, and he'd play then for Taylor Island, and they got funds enough to.
Was Teddy Riley's bar or was it dance hall?
It was a little dance hall.
Dance hall in Glen Island, yeah?
Yes, not very big.
Were you ever in it?
Oh, I was often. A decent man, Taylor Riley.
And what kind of bands have you done there that time?
Well, that he was there all the time. Local. He was a good accordion player. But Peter Solan was better than him.
And did you have a dance hall in Isle Niddy?
The Gate.
The Gate, yeah. And who won that?
Borks.
Borks.
Ned Borks.
Oh, was that long there, was it?
Oh, in the 30s.
In the 30s, yeah.
It was supposed to be very posh, and sure, it wasn't at all posh.
And were you going to that yourself? Did you go into that?
Turner, we went to Turner too. And them times then...
Who was Turner?
Now and again, I mean, we wouldn't go every Sunday night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Turner too, yeah, yes. Okay, right, yeah.
And we wouldn't have the money when we were young lads.
And what kind of bands were playing there?
I had Broswell and the Twilight Serenaders.
And who won that band, can you remember?
I don't know where that came from, but Broswell was there.
Oh, he was local, Castle.
The start.
So their band is still going. Different from the family, like, isn't it? Yeah. And would there be many at that dance, though?
I feel sometimes. But I noticed that time then, the excise man, he used to come in there. And we wouldn't have the money, but nice Johnny Grady was a gentleman. He ended up with a pub in Westport, and he got a ripe old age.
Yeah.
Give him a few coppers and he'd let a lad in.
And did he run the dance hall? He did?
Yes, he was joined in it with the bar.
Oh, yeah, they were in together.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was in it myself. It's lasted a good while, I think, didn't it? Was there for,
Yes,
did.
It's
But-
still going. Then there's
An antique shop now.
They sell something in it.
Antiques, yeah. And where else would you go dancing?
Taylor Island, and then there was the Shamrock. The war came,
Yeah.
and back the half parish, as we call it, Kilmacrosser, and got a place, a shed there from Anthony Welsh, the rented the LDF, for LDF funds.
Okay.
And LDF, John Callahan,
And what?
I believe he's dead.
What was the LDF?
They were local defence force in the war year.
Okay.
I seen my brother going out. He had a uniform,
Yeah.
and then he had a Winchester rifle and a bandolier and a bayonet. And patrolled the roads. Back in sometimes as far as June, each area had so much, and all signposts were taken down. And they had power then to question strangers that'd be out after hours.
And where were they based?
They're in their own houses.
In their own house. Well, had they used to, where would they meet?
Cunnan Old School was it? They were in Cloggerna first. There was a Sergeant Dacey, he died.
Was that during the Second World War, was it?
Yes.
The big war, yeah.
The 1939.
And did anything ever happen around here, no? They never got a spy or...
Well, there was no... They captured no one. Well, they had to question people. I think one time if one fella, he wasn't getting any response, who was there? And then he loosed off his short on there. he got cursed. But they were within the rights to question who was a spies be dropped at night.
And who, so they had nothing to spy on here. The Germans, is it?
The Germans.
They had nothing to spy on here,
Well, we hadn't a lot, but it was a way of getting at England.
Well,
Well, there was a lot that was pro-English, and there was some that hated England.
Did many people from around here fight for England to go abroad to the war
There
now?
was some Bernie Solan, he was in the Desert Rats, and Tommy Durkin, then he was in the British Army, and Jimmy Stanton, he wore the KK, and other ones. But I noticed the one thing about it, the fella joins the English Army, and he's an English soldier, and he has his uniform. But if he's coming on holidays to Ireland, he won't come in English uniform.
Well, you wouldn't blame him for that. At the time.
Well, you see, the American will come there and put his posh uniform, but in an English uniform, this place is, there's no welcome for them. Even back Connemara yet, my brother was working for the PNT, his job then was that he had a lorry and poles.
Yeah.
And he was in a part of Connemara, and then they seen a man thatching above on his house, but he had a good wide street, and then he wanted to turn the vehicle to come back, but he went to turn it there, and the man came down, and he says, no free street vehicle to turn on my property. You have to go on mine and get a plane.
Do you remember De Valera now?
Oh, yes.
And were you a fan of his, or were you...
I didn't like him first, but I studied his life, and he was a genius.
Yeah. Do you think was he good for the country?
Things happened that shouldn't have happened, it wasn't his fault. But they hadn't... Collins now was a great man, the other side.
Yeah.
But Dave was better in America. And then when they were asked to send over delegates, some of them laughed. So they didn't know anything about law, but Jeff was the president at the Dáil.
Yeah.
And delegates to go. So the president never goes.
Yeah.
They didn't know anything about that. Since the delegates, and the delegates report back to him.
Yeah, okay.
And he can say yes or no. And he sent the delegates, and they didn't report right. When the telephone all was at hand.
He didn't like what he heard, no?
He rejected it.
Yeah.
But he put it to a vote in the Dáil and lost.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to put that to a vote.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have done it then. Why didn't he go along with the majority of the Dáil?
No.
No, he didn't do it, no.
No,
That caused a lot of trouble, didn't it?
yes, a lot of deaths. The best of them was...
So it's still going on, isn't it?
Well, the 77, the execution, and the executed something in Zoom, and...
That was the government.
Yes.
They were elected.
The elected Cosgrove's government. So
But he was elected by the people, was he?
he was.
And who elected Dev?
All Ireland was an All Ireland. There was 2 All Ireland elections, and the people in the north as well was voting, and it was for free to Ireland. And I think in places they kept fellas away that should be voting otherwise. I think that would be, you had to go back to Westport to vote.
Had you, that time, yeah.
With Joe McBride.
Yeah, you weren't around then. It was before your time, yeah. But you heard all the stories, you did?
Yeah, well, I studied history. Well, they knew the people that come with the paper. My father, the rice had been not good either, paraffin oil and the trash. And it came my turn then to take over the reading.
You went through the reading, yeah.
Yes, but...
Were there many people around that time that couldn't read, were there?
A lot.
And did they go to national school, did it?
Some of them never went.
Oh, they never went anything, okay.
But,
So they were illiterate then, that's what they called it.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them never, one fella back there, he never was inside the school, either voting or education, but...
And would you know it in and out to talk to him?
You would.
Would you, yeah?
But, there was one thing about it, that great memory.
Yeah, yeah.
But I used to read out the English classes, I'd exaggerate them. And, the speeches from the Germans and what Hitler said he was going to do to them. One night, one old fella, he had a bad leg, realistically, he got up on the floor, he said, my God, it's all over with our England.
You thought England were beaten, like,
Yeah. And they are raids.
Yeah. Do you remember that war? You remember World War II?
Very well. We go to school, the first barrage balloon ever I seen, we were out at play. And we saw this thing in the sky. And then Peter saw it and says it was a balloon. We brought out the teacher then, and he says it was a kite. But it was a barrage balloon that broke loose. It was round a lot.
Oh,
It pulled down the electric wires somewhere, though there was ropes out of it. But then the plane, it kept going. It drifted west and out over to Bay. And an aeroplane went back then and appeared to shut it down.
And around here now, were people pro-German or pro-English at the time?
There was...
At the war now, that's when the war...
There wasn't many pro-German.
No, there.
They didn't trust Hitler.
But did they trust England?
No.
No, didn't trust anybody.
Yes, but Hitler made it one time. He said that instead of flourishing cities, there'd be endless ruins and graveyards.
And were there food rationing at that time and all that?
Oh, yes, an ounce, half ounce, something for the week per person. I have the ration book down there.
You still have the ration book,
yes,
yeah?
down there, yes. in my father's book, there was 3 red stripes, same as a sergeant in the police or in the army, the head of the house.
And what did the red stripes? Oh, that meant you were the head.
That he was the head of the
The
house.
head of the house. And where were you picking up the rations then?
In a travelling shop.
Oh, okay, they were coming around, yeah.
He adjusted his vehicles into gas.
From petrol.
The petrol was, they'd have to start it on petrol. But they'd only put up that there might be half a mile or more between stops. You had to go there.
Oh, you had to...
And then more of them had come by in the turquoise at Christmas. The women had to have their turquoise. And the crooked brush, the men feeling them there. And they'd have money. And they'd go down with the eggs, then to the 3 and 4 and 5 score. Sometimes they'd have money back. They'd have all they'd be buying would be just the tea and sugar. And they had their own butter and they had their own milk and
So they'd be swapping the eggs for and the milk, the eggs for the food and whatever's in the shop, yeah.
He'd paid them for so many, they'd have 4 and 5 score eggs. And that would more than cover what they were buying. They might have to buy a bit oatmeal or that thing for gruel, sure about. It used to be around at night and sort of the stick. It was a good food.
Good food, yeah. Were you hungry?
I suppose we were at times.
That was during the war now and after the war.
During the war.
And were there many heavy people around that time? Fat people?
No, they were thinner.
They were thinner, yeah.
They were better. There were better living people than now. There's good living people now, but there was nearly everyone. There'd be only an odd bad liver.
So you had a great life.
Well,
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Some parts the fishery was difficult, dangerous work on big lakes.
So you're 90 now. Do you think you make 100?
I don't know.
I think you will. I think you will. Yeah.
The way there is the woman down in the lecture beside where you used to go, and she's Mrs. Collins, and she's 104 last week.
Is that right? Yeah.
And she can sing.
She's in good shape. She is.
Yes.
Okay.
She is the daughter looking after her. You used to go to Gravens.
That's right. Mary.
There isn't a trace of it now.
They knocked the house.
All gone. The Gravens are in the village.
Okay. So happy birthday.
There was a farmer over the village, and he was very neat. He was a great man making a stack of oats or a store cock of hay. And there was a man pitching to him this day, and then he kept putting up the oats, and they had just at the top, when it tipped over, builder and all came down, and round he came in a temper, and he says, why the hell didn't you tell me the stack was falling? And he said, it's a bad thing to be too, Gabby. The war came then, and the most of them, they were migratory labourers, and what they seen in England was new to them. They were pro-English. When at the time then there was no radio, so there might have been one at Master Hughes and the wife. But they'd sent to town for, you forgot or anyone go to town a penny for a paper. Well, there was the Irish Press and the Independent, and some houses wouldn't let in the Independent, and other houses wouldn't let in the Press.
Well, the Independent was Fine Gael, was it?
It was.
And the Press was Fianna Fáil.
Yes, it called her something for the executions, kind of in 1916, I think I heard something like that. There was something about it. And there was the Irish Times then. And if Augusto brought that into the house, he'd be put out again. It was supposed to be a Protestant paper, but it's a good paper now.
No, yes.
And
It was always a good paper, I think.
the Irish press is gone.
Yeah.
But there were some houses that would have the Irish press. But when the war came, then England being involved, an old man that'd be out with a stick if he seen anyone going to town, bring a paper. And then the paper, then it ended up back at my father. He could read, but his sight was failing. And then you get the glasses that time, you went, I think, to Kilkellis, and there was a box there, small glasses, and there was a paper, and you kept fitting on, and you could pick the one that you could see best with.
So they didn't test your eyes, huh?
No, Dr. Mungo then was in Castlebar, but he was a private practitioner as well, and he was an eye and ear specialist. He got thrown down at a lake in Castlebar.
Oh, that's sad, yeah.
So, well, I think that it was the heart that gave then a small boat. He was a nice man.
Did you ever go to him?
I did. One time he took a lump out of that eye, out of the eyelid. He was up on the green.
Okay.
And he was a...
So he had you all reading the paper?
Yeah,
Oh, the...
my father and an oil lamp, and he'd have to sit up on the table. It was getting to be a hardship on him.
Okay, yeah.
And then he turned it over to me.
And what age was your father when he died then?
74.
74. And when was he born?
He was...
What year did he die then?
He died in 1954.
Well, that's a long time. So he was born in the 1800s
He
then?
was 74 when he died.
And he talk about the times before him?
Oh, he was.
And were they the same as yourselves, or better or worse?
Well, they were hard.
Or hard,
There was hard. An honest day's work for an honest day's pay, and it was hard to get work here.
It was hard to get it, yeah.
Yes.
And was his father in this place in Derryhuram before him now?
Yeah, well, my father was orphaned when he was very young.
Yeah.
And there was 3 sisters. One married locally and died, and the others went to America.
And were they your aunts then? They were?
Yes.
And they were living here, were they?
They were born here.
Born here.
It's in the house up there.
And is this land long in your possession now?
We were evicted from Creva, and it's they're close to Ballintubber.
Okay, yeah.
And Edward Brown. He came here around 1839, the night of the big wind.
Okay.
He had the house, I think, built. He had a clohan then over the village.
What's a crohan?
Displaced people, they come.
Yeah.
And where there was someone, that they knew.
Or to take them in, yeah.
They'd put down a tent or maybe a little shelter beside them. And there'd be maybe 10 or 12 families. And finally then the land was striped and they built on it. So
Yeah.
I think Edward, he was exceptionally strong. He used to carry 400 up steps in the granaries in England.
Oh my God. Strong man. Well, you inherited that, you did. You were a strong man, weren't you?
Well, they were strong, huh?
Yeah, but you weren't too far behind, I think, were you?
Well, I was more knacky than strong.
Yeah, yeah. And you kind of did... Oh, was it during the war years now, with the kind of short of food, would you?
Yes, well, every house had a lot of hens and they'd rear turkeys, and some of them would have geese and ducks. But when the war came, then the English was short to grub.
Yeah.
And they set up in Castlebar factory, and an old hen that had been pastured, no good anymore, rub a bit of lipstick on the comb and go in with them, and he just come out with a good bit of money.
That's to make them look healthier, is it, sir?
Well, yes, there were no judge hitting some that the big places they'll be buying, and you get money. Well, then
Can you remember how much a hen was worth, no? No, it's a long time ago, yeah.
It used to be 5 or 6 shillings.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
And I know a game too, then a woodcock used to go 3 and 6, and a pigeon used to go half a crown, and a hare then it would go 6 or 7 shillings.
They were big, yeah.
Yes, and rabbits then half a crown. I remember an evening that was feeding cattle. I did a sheepdog then. I was a lovely dog, but he was at a bunch of winds up land we have up and through on, and I knew there was the shape that there was, and I took up the gun and told him go ahead. He went in, and the next thing a rabbit popped out, and he went a bit, and I knocked him, and the dog didn't come out. And the next thing he put another, and I had loads again, and I knocked him. So I made 5 shillings
in the one go. Was there much wildlife around that time now? Rabbits and more than there is now.
He's going to school out there. Johnny Stevens out in that way. He's right around the bog. There was partridge, and there was grouse, and in a very seldom fashion they were up in the good land, and there was hares and foxes, and we'd go across the mountain to school. And we'd take a different way then every evening coming home. There was a big mountain. There used to be cattle on it, and God has said across cow, but we'd take it. Well, he knew where the partridges were, and he knew where the snipe, the jack snipe, and there was the mountain thrush at the time. There isn't a thing stirring now on it. The place is wired.
Were there wild ducks or geese on there?
Yeah, the wild ducks had come into the oats at night, and we used to get some of them where they'd be feeding. But then a new type of crime came, raiding the hen houses. Some places didn't thieves at night. You went out in the morning, all your hens gone. The gas was there. One woman had very little to live on under the hens, so she was crying. So the guards came then, and there was 7 fellas jailed.
Locals or outside?
Locals.
Locals. Stealing on their neighbours, yeah?
They stole on their relatives, some of them.
Hey, but were there many wild geese coming out the island, any lakes and all that kind of?
Yes, the wild geese out of the mountains, they'd pass and they have their hog. And then now and again you get a shot at them. I was up in the Turmacady Mountains there, and I got a shot all right, but he didn't come down. They'd come in the evenings, we'd climb the mountain. He wanted to be fish for that. And come down then, it used to get dark very soon. Mr. Danny Goldrick, he was a superintendent on the fishery. He used to call some of these days to me. It comes, we're living up Galway now, but he thought one of them died, Jerry Donoghue, a fortnight ago, down in Cavan. He worked here with me a long time, but Danny Goldrick did it, one of the few that's left. Some of them, he said, the ones that we didn't like, to hold up your allowances. They have Alzheimer's.
Oh, yeah. A lot of that now, isn't there, yeah?
Whatever is the cause.
Right, I'm afraid that they don't seem to have found out the cause yet.
But I do forget, but not everything.
yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff coming out of that head.
Yes. What I could,
Tell me this now, was there much fish in the rivers and lakes that time?
there was
And are they still in it?
not no pollution everywhere now. There's pollution.
And what kind of fish had you in the river there?
No, well, there was perch and pike,
Yeah.
but we had trout in a while. It was going on good, but politics and money then going scarce and shifting the staff to places. I was on Loch Carra and I was on Loch Mask. I was at the Carra one time, but
You were a fishery officer, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't out on it. But then I was on Corn and we did a survey then of the North Mayo Lake. I was around Knock a good while, and Ballyhornis and Joan Killala. So
And what kind of fish were around, say, Ballyhonus now, mostly?
we put in trout for them.
Trout, yeah.
But there was pike in places. At Knock, we met a great character there, if he's listening to me now. He gave dinner, back dinner day.
Yeah.
And we went up, we were sent up. He had great welcome for us, and what he treated us, my son.
That was great, yeah. Yeah.